Oh, hi there, Mr. Camera.
Yes.
In this video, we are going to be discussing the awesome things that we did in 2013 and how awesome 2014 is going to be.
Check out the shirts.
Yes. Check this out. Don't mind my PJ pants. I'm cold. But passport stamps. I got it for Christmas from my sweetie.
Yes.
Who is also wearing the same shirt. Yes.
Yes. You should point this on.
Turny, 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 turn. Hello.
Yes.
There it is.
I found these on a random site online and was like, ooh, these are going to go well with our trips.
Sit down.
But anyways, folks, welcome to the 2013 year-end video summary. This is the first time I've ever done a video year-end summary. Normally I just post along rant on Facebook, which I'm going to be doing that as well tomorrow because it's New Year's Eve. I probably won't be posting this video until tomorrow. This is actually the 30th of December, but with the year-end stats of 2013, I got a whole like 3.5 pages of random shit I'm going to be going over here that's all happened in 2013. It's been a great year. It's probably been one of the best travel years I think ever. 2003 was my other great travel year. This is still going.
Yeah, it's a picture, sweetie.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you can do it at the same time. But yeah, 2003 was a great travel year. That was Australia, New Zealand, and San Antonio, and then London all in the same year. This year, we did 3 international trips with me in China and Japan earlier in the year, and then of course South America just recently.
And Canada.
And of course Canada for the park trip / Niagara Falls. Yeah, 3 international trips in 2013. Not too bad. But some of the other highlights, obviously, it's almost been a year now since we've moved here. We moved here in January of this year. So that was a big highlight, moving out of Mommy and Daddy's house and getting our own apartments.
Oh, no kidding.
Is the best feeling in the world.
Like, I love living with my mom and dad, but it's nice to be on our own, like, cook our own food and
yes.
not have to be like, where are you going?
The independence.
What time will you be back?
The independence of living on your own is just absolutely the best feeling in the world, especially when you've lived at home your whole life and you get to move out.
I know. I love you, Mom. I know you're watching this. You know how it is.
Yes. And then we both, I've obviously transferred stores to the Meijer in Lexington, and then you got the job like 2 days after we got there. And we got in 5 weeks into the job, we were already off onto our first trip of the year, which was China and Japan. That was about, I think, a 12-day trip. Amazing experiences there. I'll touch on those just real quick, because this can go real long if I do real details and everything. But the China and Japan trip, China, we did the Great Wall, we did the Forbidden City, Tiananmen Square, the really cool Kung Fu show at night after the duck dinner.
Oh, Chinese duck was yummy.
We had dinner with the family, the arts and crafts, where we made the little letters and stuff. That was cool, the Chinese letters. Experienced the Chinese New Year, that was cool. Then we hopped over to Japan, about a 3 or 4 hour flight from Beijing. Saw the Meiji Shrine, went up to Tokyo Tower, went to Fuji-Q Highland. It was a very windy day there, unfortunately. We didn't get all the credits, but we did the Tokyo Skytree and all that stuff, and we also experienced the world's busiest train station at Shinjuku, which is right by where our hotel was, like 2 blocks there, like world's busiest train station. A few months after that trip,
Sorry, my arm hurts.
actually saw all the Shinjuku train station on the Travel Channel. I was like, oh shit, we were just there. And then another big highlight, right back in the States, was obviously the Gatekeeper Media Day, where we made the front page of the Sandusky Register. Are you doing a zoomie? Yes. Mr. Camera. Or Mr. Phone, I should say. We're actually not doing this with my camera because the camera, well, that probably has a dead battery for 1 and 2. The quality isn't as good. If you do a longer video, you have to chop it up. This is a longer video, so it's better to use the phone. Anyway.
No choppy sweeties.
Media Day was fun, and actually, Gatekeeper Media Day was the only coaster event we've done all year. We've done the other parks, but that's the only event we've actually done all of 2013. The Circle Lake Erie trip was in June. That obviously we did Canada's Wonderland. We did Darien Lake, Waldameer, Niagara Falls for my second time, Angie's first time to Niagara Falls. That was a lot of fun. Got, I think, about almost 30 coasters on that trip altogether. And then the South America trip, my longest trip day-wise outside the Australia study abroad in 2006. That was almost at a month, about 3.5 weeks, 24, 25 days, I think.
Yep, that was my longest trip ever.
That was Angie's longest trip ever. A few highlights on that trip. still pretty fresh in our minds since we've been back from that only about 2 months now. Amazon jungle, the homestay for a week. That was fun. We straddled the equator. I've now straddled both the equator and the prime meridian. Straddled the prime meridian back in 2003 in London in 2003. That was, as I said earlier, my other really good travel year before this year. So now I've done both of the major lines dividing the Earth. I thought that was pretty cool.
Straddle something else.
Oh, yeah. Mumfords.
Yeah.
We did that. The waterfall hikes, the hike to the waterfall ended up being a hike up about 4 waterfalls. Very strenuous. But it was a good preparation for the Inca Trail, which is the next portion of the South America trip. We did 4 days on the Inca Trail to the ancient ruins of beautiful Machu Picchu, the #1 sites to visit according to TripAdvisor, and we've seen it in person about 2.5 months ago. Very
my nose itches.
Trip.
Bad Angie.
We also climbed Huayna Picchu. Huayna Picchu is that big fucking mountain behind the site of Machu Picchu. You see in all the famous pictures. We climbed at the top of that, all the way to the summit. Barely made it to. Then the guy came and fucking kicked us down to the bottom.
I know, and I was like so tired. I was so tired at that point, and he was like 1 step right behind me. It was making me so nervous.
Yeah, we had barely made it to the summit, and more than 5 minutes later, he said, "Oh, we gotta get to the bottom in an hour," so we did. Also, after Peru and Machu Picchu, we went to Iguazu Falls. Got soaked by the falls there. Saw the Triple Frontier, where Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina all come together at one point. Where the 3 rivers come together. That was cool. Iguazu Falls is also our second major falls of the world that we've seen in a single year, in 2013. 2014, we will be seeing a 3rd major fall system, but we will not be announcing the 2014 major trip until later, but that is another hint. And, of course, Bolivia, Death Road.
Oh my God.
The bike ride down Death Road was probably one of the most coolest things I've ever done.
I ripped my shoe.
A Pico Austria hike, which unfortunately we're unable to summit Pico Austria, but we did get some pretty cool pictures. We made it probably about halfway before we turned back. The salt flats, and then, of course, a lot of flights. And then just last week we spent Christmas with our families. That was pretty cool. And then I completed my travel and tourist course through Stratford Career Institute. Still waiting for them to mail me my diploma. I don't think they mail that until all the payments have gone through, so I'm still finishing off the monthly payments. Then I'll have the diploma for that.
Yes, congratulations, my sweetie.
Yes. Muchas gracias. And then, of course, in May/April, I think they were both in May, we had a couple of Pacers playoff games that we attended. We attended the New York game in the second round, and we won that game easily. That's the game my parents were at. And then the Eastern Conference Finals game, Game 3, where we absolutely got fucking killed by the Heat. We couldn't come together that game, so that now puts me at 0-3 for attendance at Eastern Conference Finals games. So I'm hoping next year, as good as the Pacers are doing so far this season, we'll be back in the Eastern Finals again. Probably going to be playing those cocksuckers from Miami again, and LeBron fucking James.
Ooh, the layup king.
The layup king. Oh, it's his birthday today. Okay, who gives a fuck? What about the actual games going on? That was on NBA.com earlier. What about Chris Bosh that hit the fucking 3 and beat Portland, one of the best teams in the West? No word about that, but let's bring up LeBron fucking James's birthday. You can eat a dick.
I just realized I've been cops in the...
Anyway, enough about the Miami Heat. Yeah, the Pacers are, I think they're still around the top of the East. They're one of the best records. They started off the best in the league for a while for this season, but they're like 20-5 or something.
Because I've been doing this in panoramic view the whole time, it's been taping Cops on there too.
Yeah, Cops is in the background. Okay, now those are the highlights. Now I'll probably move along a little quicker with the stats. Total countries visited in 2013, that's 9 countries. The United States of America, of course, China, Japan, Canada, Ecuador, Peru, Argentina, Chile, and Bolivia.
Fuck yeah.
2013 continents, the United States of America, of course, Asia, and South America.
I also got 5 new state credits. I got California, Texas, Michigan, New York, and Pennsylvania.
Yes, I didn't get any new state credits. I've been holding steady at 33 states for the year, but of course the 9 countries I've added to that. But the total states visited in 2013 all repeats for me, as I said. Kentucky, of course, we live here. Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, California, Texas, Tennessee, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Georgia. And now here's where it's going to get interesting where I brought out the calculator a little bit ago. Total flights in 2013, 25 flights between our 2 international trips. The total flight miles between those 25 flights flown, 34,590 air miles.
Christ.
In 2013 alone. The total new airports visited in 2013, that's 14 new airports.
Ooh.
Total airports visited, including repeat airports, is 18, so most of those airports visited were new except for 4. Total new coasters ridden in 2013, 13 for me, just 33. Total new parks visited in 2013, just 6. Total parks visited in 13 overall, that's 10 parks. Current totals after this year. I now sit at 6 continents. I've actually been sitting at 6 continents since last year. 33 states, that's, as I said earlier, that's held steady all through this year. No new states for 2013 for me.
Ow.
My country count is now higher than my state count by 1. 34 countries now after 2013. Total coaster counts, 345. My lifetime flights now is 144 lifetime flights with a grand total of 165,875 lifetime air miles flown. And 70 airports altogether after our latest trip. And now it gets kind of really interesting here where I combine 2012 and 2013. 4 international trips between the 2 years. The 3 this year and the 1 last year. The 1 last year being the around the world trip all the way around, westbound, all the way around the planet. That's
Which I did not go on.
But we'll be doing one of those hopefully in the near future. Between the 2 years, 60,743 flight miles flown in the 2 years. That's over 36% of my grand total lifetime flight miles just between 2012 and 2013. 40 total flights in the 2 years. That's over a quarter of my total lifetime flights just between 2012 and 13. 16 new countries in the 2 years, which is almost half of my total countries of my life, just between 12 and 13, 2012 and 2013. And this is an interesting stats that I've really started to focus on. I'm focusing on more international travel and culture experiences than the coaster trips and credit hoarding. Obviously, the stats show it. I've only gotten about 40 new credits in the last 2 years, but all these countries and culture experiences in the last 2 years. 2011 was the main year of coaster and credit hoarding where my count literally went from 142 to about 270. Then I got like 30 in the end of that year, and I've only gone from about around low 300s to 345 in the last 2 years or so. So I've been definitely focusing on international and actual real travel and amusement parks, but we still love our parks.
Oh yeah.
It's like culture and actually going out and seeing the fucking world. Rather than going to Kings Island all the goddamn fucking time.
Oh, I know. It drives me nuts.
And other stuff. Still like to go to new parks, so we still plan on getting to Kentucky Kingdom next year and all that stuff. And probably Kings Island once or twice to ride Banshee. But not every weekend.
See, as far as my stats real quick, I've got 3 continents, 18 states, and 9 countries, 24 amusement parks, and 167 coasters.
Yes. As you can see, I don't know if the camera can see it, there's Angie's count.
Oh yeah, it's been on... Oh crap, this video just hit 14 minutes.
Holy shit, does it say there's a time limit yet?
Not yet.
Okay, we're still good. 167. Both of these have been haven't been touched since we went to the Lexington Bluegrass Fair back in I think it was the end of July and got that wacky worm credit. Other than that, that's our counts have held steady there. And what else here? Stayed at 3 continents from 2006 to 2011, and then all of a sudden, 2011, I got my 4th continent, South America, on my 2nd cruise. 2012, got my 5th and 6th on the round the world trip. And then no new continents in 2013. I've all been in the continents, just a bunch of new countries. But yeah, from 2011 to 2012, my continents basically doubled from 3 to 6. So the only continent I really need now is that big white thing down on the bottom of the earth, Antarctica.
That big white.
That's coming up hopefully sometime in the next
Ow.
couple of years. All I know is it's expensive as balls to go there, but we will make it work.
We need to get a tripod for this phone because my arm hurts.
Almost done.
I
All
love
right.
you.
Now it's we've gotten all that wrapped up. Now everyone's probably wondering what we're up to for 2014.
What could it
could that
be, my sweetie?
On Facebook, obviously, everyone, oh, Mr. Camera!
Yeah.
Mr. Phone, I should say. But yeah, everyone on Facebook knows we're on our, we've now booked a cruise. My third cruise, Angie's first cruise for the spring break period in March of 2014 on the Carnival Conquest going to the Western Caribbean. This will be to the Caymans, the first stop, Belize, Honduras, or the Caymans, Mexico, Belize, and then Honduras. Honduras will be the final ports on Angie's actual birthday, where we'll be doing the deep sea dive with Stanley submarines down to a depth of approximately 2,000 feet in the Cayman Trench to a spot where it's basically going to be pitch black in the middle of the day because we're that deep. Light doesn't even penetrate that far, and we're going to be seeing some pretty cool wildlife and
Yeah.
marine and sea life and aquatic life down that far. I've only
Yeah.
done
You hear that, bitches? I'm going on a fucking cruise on my birthday. I'm gonna be under the water.
yes. 2,000 feet.
I'm
That's,
keeping him.
That's a half mile beneath, almost a half mile beneath the ocean. Yeah, all the other submarines you find out there are these Atlantis ones you see at every goddamn cruise port. They go down to like 150 feet tops, and yeah, you see them on like all the excursion lists and stuff. I did one of those, and they're pretty cool, I won't lie, but they are very overpriced for what you get for them. They're only like 45 minutes, 30 or 45 minutes to go down to 150 feet. You see some cool stuff, but it's just, it won't compare to what we're about to do. Stanley Submarines is the only submarine that goes down that far. That takes tourists down that far, anyway. But yeah, we'll be going down to 2,000 feet, half a mile. And of course, said this earlier, Kentucky Kingdom
Why is it getting fuzzy?
Is it being fuzzy?
Yeah, it should refocus here, and there it goes.
Okay. But yeah, Kentucky
Anyway.
Kingdom is reopening. Let me give it a pass.
Mine's in my purse somewhere.
We got our passes for, or you got yours for Christmas. I bought mine online. There's Kentucky Kingdom 2014 is
The
going to be
glare on the...
reopening.
Here, I can't see it. There it is. It's my sweetie.
Yes. Kentucky Kingdom, we're looking forward to that. I haven't been to that park since 2005, so we're looking at 9 years since my last visit to that park.
Shit, I haven't been since 2009, and I got the second to last train ever on Chang.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, Lightning Run does look amazing. A lot of people are saying it looks like a fucking kiddie coaster, but it's really not. It's got an 80-degree drop, and it's got a bunch of airtime, it looks like. People judging by the POVs again, but I can't wait either way.
Oh, and by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, I have a Zen ride on Greased Lightning.
Yes.
Bitches.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I could make this video another 45 minutes if we get into Zen rides and stuff
Oh
like
god, I know.
other, like, park stats that's rare to have. And then, of course, yeah, the cruise, that's going to be spring break time. And there's, that's about it. And then, of course, the big trip for the summer, which we will be announcing sometime after the cruise, or during the cruise, we're not sure yet, but we'll be announcing it here in another couple of months. But that is well underway in the planning stages.
Planny, sweetie.
Yeah, the other side of this binder has the cover page for the major trip of 2014.
Ooh, what
with-
could it be?
with
Oh,
an
not allowed to
anticipated-
touch!
An anticipated departure date of July 23rd, 2014, coming back on August the 13th.
I know what it is, and I can't
2013.
wait, and I'm not saying, and it got blurry again,
Wait
motherfucker.
to announce that trip. And a few other hints I'll throw out about that trip is, let's see here. Which
Stop
ones
being
did I
blurry.
decide to do?
There it goes.
Oh, on that trip, I will top 40 countries. Well, after the cruise, I'll be at 38 countries after the 4, but on this big trip, I'll be well over 40 countries. And another big one, this will tie into Angie's stats. After this trip, Angie will overcome one of her biggest lifetime fears. but I will not say what that is until we make the announcement.
I'm terrified, but I'm excited at the same time, and I don't want to not do it and then look back and be like, why the fuck didn't I do it?
And here's our cruise itinerary.
We just hit 20 minutes.
All right, well, that's going to take forever to upload that.
It says, hurry! Hurry!
Yep. That cruise Carnival Conquest will be my third cruise. I've now done the Eastern Caribbean, the Southern Caribbean / Panama Canal. This will be the Western Caribbean. This will knock off the rest of the Caribbean for me, and a whole lot more of the world to see.
I will get 2 new state credits. I will get Florida and New Jersey.
Yes, the flying routes on that trip will be from Dayton to Newark, Newark to Fort Lauderdale, or Miami. And then on the way back, we have a triple. There are 3 flights. We go from Miami to Tampa, Tampa up to Cleveland. New airport credit there. I've never actually flown to Cleveland, and then Cleveland on back down to Dayton.
And I will be at 13 countries after the trip.
Yep, I'm at 34. We'll get 38 after that. So pretty damn well close to 40 countries.
Why does it keep blurring out? That is so annoying.
Other than that, folks, thank you all for a great 2013. It's been a great year. Not a lot of parks and coasters, but a whole lot of international travel, culture experiences. We look forward to an even better 2014. We will see everybody next year. Happy New Year, all.
Yes.
Everybody.
Happy New Year for my sweet. And for me, Happy New Year.
Yes.
Aw.
Mine. Passport shirt, sweeties.
Yeah.